So, hello, welcome, Rocco, from internet history. I would call you one of the pioneers of internet video, maybe.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
would you say that's fair?
Wow. I don't know if that's fair, but I'll take it, damn it. Um no, we've been doing this a very, very long time, so whatever that makes us, I accept the title.
Nice, nice, nice. I think most people would probably know you best from Mega64, of course, your ongoing uh, video project, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you've been doing that for over 2 decades now, is that right?
Yeah, since 2003. So yeah, over 22, almost 23 years. Jeez, I can't even believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um so yeah, it's been a long, long time
Mhm.
pre-YouTube. We've seen kind of every era come and go. But my passion has never died, and that includes my passion for uh, figure collecting, things from
Yeah,
Japan, things of that nature.
right, right.
And that started Mega 64 in the first place. I loved video games, especially Japanese developed video games were my favorite, and we filmed a lot of videos back in the day, kind of lampooning and poking fun a little bit at those types of videos, and I don't think that existed at the time when there
Yeah.
wasn't video to watch readily available.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sprung from that, and it's still going, and I'm still a huge rabid dork for all kinds of stuff.
Excellent. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, what would you say inspired you to begin making stuff for the internet in general?
What inspired us? Well, I have always, it's gonna sound corny, but I've always really believed. I spent a lot of my life believing in the power of the internet. Maybe it has too much power now, but I had the internet at a very, very young age.
Hmm.
My parents were kind of nerds too. So we were like playing around with like, ooh, what's internet? Let's log on. It was like the very early 90s
Yeah,
when
yeah.
if you wanted to use the internet, it practically looked like you were playing NES. It just was like images were not a thing, and you're talking to people about there's a new movie coming out called Jurassic Park. It sounds great.
Right,
Um
right.
and so I've always had it in as a factor in my life, and to talk to people and share my passion with other people. And really the first communities, ironically for this conversation, is the
Yeah,
first communities I remember joining as a kid. And I was a kid, I was probably too young to be on the internet, but this was before we realized what it was capable of.
right.
But the first communities I was ever part of were about, I collecting figures and stuff. I was trying to find Power Rangers figures in stores.
Wow.
And it was like, wait, there's people on here hunting through Target, to find the Phantom Ranger. Oh, I need to know where that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and it was like, wow, I can connect with people. Everyone at school thinks I'm a loser for this, but I go on here and there's people, there's someone in Germany that's going, how do I get the Red Ranger? I can't find it, so
Mm.
it was really amazing, and a much more innocent time, frankly. And so anyway, so I've had it throughout my life, and I was really impressed by in the early 2000s. It's like every now and then there'd be a big flash animation that would blow up.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, have you seen Hat Baby? Have you seen? I'm picking the most obscure one no one's ever seen, but uh, have you seen the two? What were the two Mario Brothers looking guys? I can't remember, but anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All your base are belong to us. There's the most
Right.
general example. There'd always be, any Flash video that came out, it was one of 5 videos you could even find on the internet. So it was always like everyone shared it. Like, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? And it's like, well, yeah, it's one of 5 videos to watch. Of course I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed when people figured out how to, like, hey, if I upload a .mpeg file or a .avi file, whatever, you could download it and watch a video from the internet. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And so I just really, really kept trying to figure out how to do that. Like, how do I upload my own video? And then that came all at the same time as, sorry, this is a long-winded answer, but that came around the same era as the whole Jackass, being on TV, the CKY videos with Bam Margera. And then I start finding out, wait, Bam Margera, the skater and the guy who's in Jackass, he edits his own videos. Like,
Mm.
he doesn't have like a pro to do that. He just does it in his own bedroom. Like, so all of that converged at the same time. And it was like, oh, let's edit our own cool video,
Mhm.
share it online. Well, maybe let's, other shows that we were into, like the Tom Green Show or Mystery Science Theater, they aired their stuff on public access TV, because every town has to have a certain amount of public access on a channel that the community can use for free. So we were like, oh, that's what they did. Well, let's do that. Let's edit our own videos. We'll play it on there. And then maybe, because the internet, now I figured out how you can send a little video clip. We can, make like a full half-hour show to put on public access, but we can send little clips around from that show. So it'll be the perfect storm, a half-hour thing with a bunch of sketches, a bunch of fun stuff, and then clip out all the sketches and put those online. So that'll work great. And then of course we uploaded the first clip, and it did so well. And everyone we talked to was like, this will never be seen on public access. Like, if you play it, like, your family will watch it, but like no one watches that channel.
Right, right, right.
I would really focus your effort on putting the clips online, because this is like a revolution. Like, stick with this. And it was like, yeah, it might be a good idea. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how we started doing that. That it was really just the excitement of seeing the internet blow up, and then the excitement of seeing, I guess you could say, homemade entertainment. Like,
Mm.
yeah. So it was really the convergence of the internet, the technology of the internet really blowing up into what it was, the rise of homemade, like, user created video where you could edit your own TV show. You
Mhm.
had the tools to make your own show or movie or whatever, digital media, all of these things coming together into one big bang. And I was really excited in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
And me and my friends we were all in high school theater, and just for fun, we were already making videos to make each other laugh, just with VHS tapes and stuff like that, editing on a VCR. So learning that there was all this new technology and a way to distribute it, um, on the internet instead of just public access where only my family would see it, that all was really appealing. So that's what kind of gave birth to all of it.
Awesome. That's a very detailed answer. Thank you. Um, so actually, one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you specifically today, Rocco, is because in addition to Mega64, I'm also familiar with your figure update series and your interest in action figures. And of course, we at HobbyLink Japan, we're all big action figure and model kit enthusiasts. Um, and this series, what I wanted to do is basically try and talk to interesting people with hobbies like yourself. So, you're not only an internet video pioneer, but then you've also got this interesting hobby and figure collection. And you do these figure update videos, which I think are like fascinating avant-garde web cinema. um, and so I wondered if you could talk a little bit about that. In addition to Mega64, what made you become interested in making figure updates and filming videos of your figure collections?
Well, with Mega64, it's, that's been our gig for over 2 decades now, like you said. And
Hmm.
that's kind of all of us coming together to bring a little piece of ourselves, and there's certain things that I'm into that none of the other guys are, but like, I'll know about this. And then, particularly, again, like, weird movies or Japanese culture or
Mm.
figures or import video games or something like that. I'll bring that to the table. Sean doesn't know about that stuff. He's mostly playing like Mario Kart with his
Right.
family and stuff, but he'll have a totally different angle on stuff that's like, okay, I'm not as dorky about this as you, but from my perspective, it's this. He brings
Right.
that to the table. Derek has all this knowledge about film and things like that he brings to the table, and things that only he knows about. But there are things that, like, yeah, we bring a piece of stuff, but there's other pieces that, if it's like, okay, if I'm bringing this to the table all the time, the other guys are going to get fed up with me. And mainly that was collecting figures. Every
Right.
time that they would come to my room back when we would edit stuff just at my house,
Hmm.
they would have to climb through a jungle of, Resident Evil figures that I just got, some giant mecha I just unboxed. That's been part of our relationship the whole time. Uh, maybe not to their liking, but
Mm.
anyway, that was something that was always, part of my life. And so I thought, you know what? Maybe there's not a lot of opportunities to talk about that within Mega64, but on my own YouTube channel, I can show my collection because I collect figures pretty regularly, and I can make a series periodically, maybe every month or two, where I show what I picked up for the month. And yeah, it was just kind of an excuse to talk about something I was passionate about, and of course, write them off for taxes, which is really the main reason to do anything.
Yeah,
Is,
absolutely.
then it's like, oh yeah, see, I'm working. No, but
Right. Right.
no, but anyway, yeah, just really mainly just to it's something that I was kind of just doing silently, and then it's like, I
Mm.
might as well talk about this stuff. And it's really fun to do that. Yeah. So, and you guys know, I mean, I'm waiting for, I don't know at what point in this conversation
Yeah.
you're going to deliver the big thank you from the company, because I will
Hmm.
say, and I'll just say this to the camera
Yeah.
between us, this better not be edited out.
Okay.
I have paid for so many, we'll say, the salaries of countless HobbyLink Japan employees, the college education for their children. If you guys saw, and this is not an invitation to dox my information, thank you. Uh, if you saw the invoice from me at HobbyLink Japan monthly, you would gasp. This would be the most shocking video ever released, because, and this is true, and I'm not saying this for the video, you are the site. This is the site I use on a regular basis, month to month. What's the latest on here? What's in my private warehouse? What can I ship out? Oh, the new Final Fantasy figures just shipped. Boom, click. You guys have made it so easy to do that compared to some of these other sites that I'm not going to name them. Uh, when we were setting up for this interview, I accidentally said the name of another site and I heard gasps. I'm not going to mention any competitors. But when I've done stuff with them, it's like, oh, it's a problem. Oh, I accidentally ordered a thing. Oh, it's going to be a huge problem. Oh, I can't cancel this. It's going to be a huge issue. And the email back and forth is tense and gruesome. You guys I've never had an issue. I've never had one issue. Okay, there was a huge issue the night the Deadpool and Wolverine figure arts came out. The site exploded. Okay, but that wasn't your fault. That was the Marvel community or whatever, making all the internet a living hell. Okay, that's not your fault. But you guys have got my favorite, the way it's organized and the way you can order stuff, and the private warehouse system and all that stuff, that just clicks with me. It's like when you're playing Resident Evil 4, it's satisfying. You organize your attaché case, or however you pronounce that. You organize your loadout. That's how it feels every month going on HobbyLink Japan. Or I could just like, yeah, oh, what am I going to ship this time? Okay, it's so satisfying, and it makes it fun to lose all my money, as opposed to these other sites where it's just like, this is a mess. I don't understand what you're telling me here. I don't know. Did this already ship? Oh, it hasn't. Like, you guys make it so easy. So there it is. Thank you.
So
Well,
yeah,
actually,
from
no. Where's my thank you? I paid for all you people to be here.
yes, I do want to deliver actually a thank you on behalf of the company.
Okay,
I
good.
am the current international retail manager for HobbyLink Japan.
Oh, wow.
And so I have actually and I won't dox any of your information. I have seen your account activity um,
Oh
on
no!
on HobbyLink Japan, at least some of it anyway.
Oh,
Um,
so
and,
okay. Well, I order a lot of stuff for my friends.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
No, I
But
free.
we do want
Yeah.
to thank you for being such a big supporter of us. And actually, uh, it's weird for me because I was introduced to you and Mega64 long before I worked at HobbyLink Japan, and long before I even
Wow.
knew about what HobbyLink Japan was. And so, I've been watching Mega64 since maybe 2010 or so.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
I only started this job a few years ago.
Oh,
So I
geez.
haven't been with the company very long. But actually, when I joined the company, I had some conversations with people who were already working at HobbyLink Japan before me. And quite a few of those guys knew about Mega64 and your videos.
Oh,
So
wow.
I had some conversations with those guys about that. And
Yeah.
that was really fun. Just seeing how something that I was really into had traveled across continents, and it was popular with these Japanese people who I'd met at the company,
Wow.
and
Yeah,
that
that's
was really
amazing.
interesting. And yeah, like when I realized I wanted to do a kind of an interview series on our channel, I thought about reaching out to you because you're someone who, like I said, you're an internet video pioneer, and then you also have this very, interesting figure update video series. And then I found out you were a customer, so it was a good, uh, mix of things. So
There
thank you
you
very much
go.
for joining us today. I do really
Oh,
appreciate
well,
it.
no,
And
thank you. I'm happy to
yeah,
do it.
yeah. And as you
And
know,
thank
we
you
had
again. And I really do appreciate you offering to send me that free Chogokin Back to the Future 3 time train when it comes out in December. I really that's
yes.
so generous, and thank you again. I've got all the time in the world. Just thank you. The generosity. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome for that. And yeah, as you know, we had some technical difficulties getting started, so it's actually very late your time, but it's relatively, it's the afternoon for me. It's 6:30 p.m. here in Japan, but it's quite
Okay.
late for you there in San Diego, right? It's
Yeah, it's like about 2:30 in the morning.
I
But
want to
that's
thank
that's the
you.
kind of that's the kind of
Yeah,
schedule I keep, you know?
yeah, yeah. So I really appreciate you being here today. I didn't actually
Yeah.
introduce myself. My name is Adam. Um, and so it's a pleasure to meet you. We did actually meet once before
Yeah.
when you came to Japan, and that
Yeah.
was that at the very beginning of this year, maybe?
That was actually almost 1 year ago.
It was 1 year
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
So
fall
yeah,
November-ish, maybe next last year, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And you
and
did a
that was real
meetup around that time with the Mega
Yeah.
64 community, and that was really cool to
Yeah,
meet
that
you. And everybody was doing that pose that you did for the Kojima photo. And
Oh,
you were wearing the penguin hat, the uh,
yeah,
the Don
from,
Quixote hat.
what, Don Quixote, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think that was the mascot. Yeah, yeah, that it was a last minute decision to do a meetup there. I was like,
yeah,
"Whatever, I'm not that far from Akihabara, I could just be fun to do it right there." And I know how to get, I'm terrible with knowing where things are, but I was actually figuring it out. So I'm like, okay, I know how to get to the Tamashi Nation store. I'll just do it right in front of there, easy. And and I thought, well, this would be cool. 3 people will show. I mean, I'm not in anywhere near America, so probably have like 2 or 3 people show up, but that'll be cool. It's whatever. It was a great turnout. We had way more
yeah,
than that. It was awesome.
yeah. I met a lot of cool people there, and it was really interesting to see, find that Mega 64 community within Japan as well. So there's people there that I met that I still talk to this day, actually. And it was really interesting and fun to meet all those people. And I happened
Wow.
to be in the area at the time. I don't actually live near Tokyo at all, so I just
Oh,
happened to be
okay.
there. And then yeah, it was a really fun coincidence. Um,
Wow.
and
Yeah, that was
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people at that meetup too. I was gonna say a lot of them lived there, but
Mm.
then there were a lot of people too who were like, I was like, oh wow, so you live out here? They're like, no, I live in L.A. I was like, what? And then
Right, right.
I see I see them at like a convention in L.A., a convention in Seattle. I'm like, where do you live? Like
Yeah,
where?
yeah.
I didn't know there are people who globetrotted that much. But anyway,
Right.
but yo, it was amazing. It really was like that was a very, very special day. That whole trip, I hadn't been to Japan prior to that in probably a decade. No, no. We went to Osaka for a minute
Hmm.
right before the pandemic. Like we did a video with Hideki Kamiya, and it was like, oh, this will be great. Oh, and we'll put this out. It'll be cool. And we flew out there, and then it was like, okay, and the world shut down. That's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was there for a day, but prior to that, hadn't been to Tokyo in at least a decade. Hadn't really like taken the time to explore.
Hmm.
And man, it was so good. It was the best trip I've ever taken. Like this last
Mm.
time, uh, learning. I finally made myself learn the train
Mm.
system. I get lost in my own neighborhood, so I just assumed I wouldn't be able to do it. But when you have like Apple Maps or whatever going with you, I mean, this is probably more information than you were looking for, but just having that to hold your hand the whole time, and
Yeah, yeah.
I just got to explore everywhere and not and show up as an unwanted guest at all these different places, and uh, it was so much fun. And I gotta come back. I'm coming back. I want to come to the HobbyLink I want to pick up my private warehouse order IRL. That's what I want to
Absolutely.
do.
We can definitely arrange that actually.
Okay.
So if, just let us know and we'll sort it out.
Okay. Where
HobbyLink
is it based?
Japan.
I don't know if you don't want to include that, but where is it based
We're
actually?
based in Sano, Tochigi. Tochigi-ken is like a prefecture, kind of slightly north of Tokyo. So it's a bit more
Oh.
countryside, and we actually live kind of in front of some mountains, near a bunch of rice
Oh.
fields.
Okay.
It's more rural, but yeah, we live in the city of Sano in Tochigi.
Oh.
Um,
But it is
and
accessible relatively from Tokyo. Like if I
yeah, you
went to
can take a
Tokyo, I could
bus,
get
and
up
it will
there.
take maybe an hour and a half or so to get there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely doable. Yeah,
Okay, I want to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen.
yeah.
I should
We'll,
have
we'll
reached out last time. I blew it, but
yes, yeah.
we'll get this
Well,
going.
we'll happily have you visit. And yeah, we would love to show you around. And it's a interesting time actually for the HobbyLink warehouse at the moment because we've just reconfigured a lot of our warehouse structure like
Oh.
internally. So we used to have
Oh, okay.
lots and lots of different shelves but now we have like a kind of a fully automated kind of like robot system where
Whoa.
there's storage and like the robots go and retrieve each item, um,
Yeah.
and they run along on little tracks. It's very
Wow.
sci-fi and interesting. Um,
Dang, that's dope.
but
Yeah, I want to see
actually,
this.
yeah, maybe even by the time you visit, it may look different to how it even looks now because it's still
Yeah.
sort of like in progress. But we spent a lot of time earlier this year upgrading our warehouse to have this fun automated picking system with robots and
Wow.
stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Dang,
Um,
that's amazing. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. It's locked. Coming to, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be this year, but 2026.
yes,
It's going to be Rocco Link Japan because
yes.
I'm gonna be in there picking up my I'm gonna get all my private warehouse stuff
Hmm.
collected. I'm not gonna ship any of it. I'm gonna let it
Yeah,
all collect because I know you
yes.
guys love that when people don't ship their order and it's been like a month
Actually,
and
at this stage, it's something that in the past we wanted to encourage people to ship regularly,
sure.
but as
Yeah.
of right now, we're fully understanding that like the American shipping situation, especially, is very busted, and so we're actually
No, I
fine
think
with
it's great. I
people.
like it.
We introduced the private warehouse unlimited system, which means people can actually store for as long as they want to.
Yeah.
And after 6 months, we charge a storage fee, but it's actually a really very small fee.
Yeah.
And what we're hoping is that for people affected by the tariffs and stuff, they can just store for as long as they need to until it makes sense for
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
That's what we want to have for people anyway, because it's even outside of the tariffs, there's many issues with international shipping that pop up all the time. And,
Sure.
lots of people told us before that 6 months was kind of maybe like just too short for them. Maybe they could have done with 7 or 8 months or something like that. And so we made that decision mostly because we wanted people to have that flexibility, and we have such a big warehouse storage capacity now that it's not really a problem for us to
Oh,
store
wow.
stuff for long periods of time.
Well, that's
Um,
great to hear because yeah,
yeah,
like I said, I'm gonna save it all up.
please do, please do. All right, so there's a few questions I wanted to ask you. Um,
Cool.
so when you first in the early days of Mega64, um, what's something that made you realize that what you were doing was connecting with people around the world, like it was a global thing? Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized, whoa, this has gotten really big?
Um, no, yeah, it was really like the first video we ever did was a montage of all of our skits
Hmm.
set to music.
Yeah,
And so you saw Frogger trying to run across a road with traffic coming. Um, you know, Derek as Solid Snake sneaking into like a grocery store or something, like
yeah,
stuff like that. And we were seeing it posted on forums all over the world. And then we posted our Shenmue video, uh, and where I'm Ryo Hazuki talking to people in public about who's the man who killed my father and things
yeah.
like that. And we saw that, yeah, it was getting posted on like, yeah, forums, people writing about it in Japanese. It was
Mm,
like,
mm.
oh, okay, this has reach.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, it was really just all the way back at the beginning, 2003.
mm,
Um, I think our comedy too has a lot of it, no, maybe not all of it, but especially those types of videos where it's a physical something weird happening in real life, especially with like a Japanese video game, is it really does connect with Japanese audiences.
yeah.
So that's something we've always been very lucky with. Anytime we've come over there, it's like, it's like actually some of this resonates.
Right, right, right. Uh, in your time working on Mega 64, what's something important that you've learned about making videos or doing it in general that you wish you had learned sooner in the process? Maybe something important you learned along the way that you wish you had learned sooner.
I think something I wish I would have learned sooner maybe would just be when we started out on YouTube and stuff, we really didn't care about what am I trying to say? We always thought it was funny if a video took like a long time to get to the point.
Mm.
Or like, okay, maybe you don't know what this is, but you'll get it at the end.
Right.
Or like the thumbnail of a video.
Yeah.
We thought it was funny if it like didn't have a good thumbnail. Like, okay, we've got a video with Shigeru Miyamoto in it, but let's not put him in the thumbnail. Let's have the thumbnail just be like someone's shoe or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think there's a certain amount of uh, rebelliousness you can have in making videos that I think is good. But I do think there's things like that, like the thumbnail of the video. You want to you want to have a good thumbnail. You don't want that to be like a blurry thing. You don't,
Yeah.
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 I mean, that was something I feel like we would have had more reach in the early days of YouTube because so often we were on the front page or recommended or whatever.
Hmm.
And I feel like if we tried harder to actually just very simple, have a clear thumbnail and like a better gist of what the thing is, it
Yeah.
would maybe we would have had better results back then. So yeah, for me, I think it's just uh being a little more mindful of like what's the hook into the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're much more mindful of that now.
Mm.
Um, so but I still like to have a surprise, you know. I still like for you to click something and not know what it's going to be. I think there's still fun with that, but finding that mix where you can surprise people, but also like you do want to tell them what it's about.
Yeah,
Be-
yeah,
Trying harder to find that. I think we could have done that better back in the day.
yeah. I think one one of your best examples of that is I can't remember when this was. It must have been the year maybe 2016, 2015. You did a video titled Metal Gear Solid 5 Spoof or Parody.
Oh my
And
god.
the content of the video was just so it disconnected from Metal Gear Solid 5 in a way that
Yeah.
was so hilarious to me at the time watching that video, literally expecting a Metal Gear Solid 5 spoof and getting a video about Jared from Subway, um,
Yeah.
which just I think the thumbnail on that as well was something very vague, and
Yeah.
it was like a surprise upload. You know, it just popped up out of nowhere, and you know the reaction I think that generated from everyone I showed that video. I linked that video to people, and they were like in tears, laughing, like this is not a Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid 5 spoof. But what they
Yeah.
got instead was so funny, like and so
Oh.
bizarre. Just
Oh.
you
Yeah.
know, but
Well,
actually, you know,
that's one that I think we named correctly because
yes, yeah,
that's the hook. Like
right,
they did
right,
a Metal Gear Solid
right,
5
right,
spoof. What did they
right,
spoof?
right.
You know, and then you click it and we're playing the game and then immediately
Yes,
goes
yeah, yeah,
left
yeah,
from there.
yeah, yeah,
So that's one I would argue we named
yeah.
correctly the first
That's
time.
fair. Yeah, yeah. So back in the day, you guys, Mega64, used to produce videos for the Game Developers Conference in these
Yeah,
really
yeah.
short turnaround times. And they often featured, you know, special guests or they were related to something being shown at the conference. And, you know, a lot of those experiences, you've documented those in behind the scenes videos and stuff. But I wanted to know if you had any treasured memories or interesting stories from those videos specifically where you had such a short turnaround time for the
Yeah.
GDC videos.
Yeah, so basically how that worked is we were asked a million years ago to like, hey, can we play some of your videos during the awards? This was back in 2006. I mean, this is a
Yeah,
million years ago. Uh we've seen your videos online. Can we play some during the award show that we do at GDC every year? And we were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, sure. And we came to the awards that year. And then the next year we realized, oh, whenever they do Lifetime Achievement Award, they have a big guest. You know, this I think in 2007 it was Shigeru Miyamoto. So we were
Yeah.
like, wait, if we can come to the award show, can we get like can we get like backstage time with them? And
Mm.
like if you give us a minute, we can do a really funny cameo
Yeah.
and do a quick, you know, we kind of we'll make it worth your while. Like give us a minute to film with them, bug them about it, and we will turn around and give you a video you could play at the award show.
Right, right.
Everybody wins, and then we could put it on YouTube later, you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay, well, he's never going to do it, but we can ask. And then it was like, oh, no, he said he has 5 minutes. Yeah, you know, okay. It's like, okay, great. And then so every year after that, we would just pester them again, like, all right, this year Hideo Kojima is winning the awards.
Hmm.
Can you bug him too? And they were like, all right, yeah. And it became easier after that first one because every single year it'd be like, oh, Shigeru Miyamoto did it? Yeah. Oh, well, if he did it, I'll do it. Yeah. Okay, great. You know, nobody wanted to be like, I'm not, you know, like
Yeah.
it just became so easy because he was the first one. So everybody was like, oh, yeah, then cool. Oh,
Right,
Kojima
right.
did it last year. Great. So, yeah, for like uh, years, we did this where we would fly up to San Francisco around that time and find out whatever guests they were, get a minute with them, film something funny, and then go turn it around. And that was our routine for like a decade at least. And
Yeah.
we would, and it was so much fun. But uh, the funniest one to me was there were two videos we made with special guests that I thought had a great punchline to them, and it was basically we filmed in I forget what year, 2011, 2012, with uh uh the creator of Shenmue, um and Yu Suzuki. And
Mhm.
we were like, oh, we'll just have him in front of the camera read what Shenmue 3 was supposed to be. This was before they kickstarted the game and made
Right.
it. But we'll write our own funny script, and then you know, all he has to do is read it in front of the camera and walk away, and then done. So we contacted them with Sega and all that stuff. They were like, yeah, oh, sounds great. Yeah, let's get him involved. Okay, so then we met with him in a secret location. His translator went over the whole thing, and then we hear him, very plainly, does this say he that Rio farts his way up to the moon? Yes. Okay. I'll tell, so that was already funny hearing them have to translate this to Yu Suzuki. But then he read it, he did it in one take. Perfect. And we were like, okay, great, thanks. We're going to go edit the video now. And they were like, what do you mean? It's like, no, we're done. That's that. That's it? Yeah. And they were like, oh, we've been here 20 minutes. We were like, that's all we needed. They were like, that you're that quick? And we were like, yeah, that's it.
Damn.
And they were like, we I'm so sorry. And all the Sega reps started mumbling to each other, and then they came back. They were like, we're so sorry. We cleared his whole day. We thought this was an all-day shoot. No. And they were like, oh, and then we were apologetic. It was like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, I mean, I thought we made it pretty
Yeah,
clear
yeah.
we were only going to film for a minute. But they were like, no, 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 no. And we thought they were upset. So we were all worried, and they were like, no, 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 no. This is great news. He didn't have a day to just have fun in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now we have a day. Yeah, they got to go to Alcatraz. Yu Suzuki was going to have a great day in San Francisco, so they were very grateful for that and needed a day to decompress and all that. So they ended up being grateful. So we thought they were mad, they weren't. So that worked out great. And then I would say the other my other favorite experience filming with like a special guest was Hironobu Sakaguchi, who created Final Fantasy. So I mean, I was already like vibrating being around them. And he was super just game for anything, played ball with everything. We asked him to play himself. He's at a desk, he's typing, and he's doing a good job. Pretty standard stuff. And yeah, he was totally down for whatever we threw at him. And then at some point between takes, somebody said like, yeah, you're doing, something like, oh, you're doing better than Ken Kutaragi last year. And he was like, I'm sorry, what? Ken Kutaragi did a video with you guys? They're like, yeah, I never saw that. Show me the video. And someone brought an iPhone over and showed it to him, and he watched. We have a video called Kutaragi's Way where we
Yeah,
filmed
yeah.
with Ken Kutaragi and threw him off a building. But anyway, and he watched it, and he was like, I could do better than Ken Kutaragi. Okay, like he took it as a challenge. Like, you think Ken Kutaragi did a great video? I'll give you a great video. Roll it. Okay. And then he went crazy. Like he was already doing good, but then the next thing he had to like get angry as he was typing. He got angry, and then he grabbed a notebook and started ripping pages out and eating them. And like, I mean, he was going insane. I don't know what happened with the watching that Kutaragi video, but I think he realized that there was a whole legacy of guests that had been in these things, and so all of a sudden it drove him to like, no, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna be the best. And he was amazing. So I would say those are probably my two favorite stories, and working
Nice.
with a special
Yeah,
guest
yeah, yeah.
under a time crunch like that.
Yeah. I always really loved watching the behind the scenes videos you made for those GDC videos, like the
Yeah,
Fumito Ueda one, the 900
yeah,
yard return. That behind the scenes video was
yeah.
great. I loved it. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like, the concept of turning something around very quickly under tight pressure and making something really fun, in such a short time period. I think that there's a lot of
Yeah.
like, it's always good experiences come from that kind of thing. And, I think seeing that behind the scenes process of you guys was really like, it's some of my favorite content, I think, on the Mega64 channel in general is like behind the scenes
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Um, just because I
Oh, thank you very
enjoy
much.
figuring out like, okay, this process was like that, right? Like this was like that. And like seeing that kind of thing, I think is just always really interesting to me, how you guys managed to pull it together, you know? Um,
Oh, thank you. Well, I appreciate it.
yeah, no worries. And yeah, my next question here is throughout the years, Mega 64 has done a lot of different types of projects. So you of course you started with a public access TV show, and then you moved into web video, and you've done live events and then virtual live events and merchandise, and you've done like a live tour. I think you even did a video game. Um, with the
Sort of, yeah.
yeah. So I'm wondering, is there any medium that you haven't tackled yet that you'd like to give a try with Mega 64?
Um, honestly, like we did a like a more of a full length thing.
Yeah.
Uh, sort of a movie a few years ago where
Mm.
it was kind of an extension of our old public access show,
Version
Mega
4.1,
64
right? Yeah.
version 4.1 Revenge Erection was the name of it.
Right, right,
And
right.
it had a lot of our classic skits, and
Yeah.
some of our old characters came back, and it was a really fun time to make that. Again, it's full of indie spirit, and we made it the same way we used to make our old public access show, and
Yeah.
except with the tricks we know now. So it was fun to do that, but I do think that was sort of something that was made something for our fans to enjoy, for us to enjoy, because we love making that stuff. But I would love to. I think we're all on the same page here. We really want to make a movie that is more for a general audience and maybe could like screen around. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
kind of what we'd love to do is we kind of did a movie. I say kind of because I think we want to make an actual like 2 hour standalone thing that can go places.
Right, right.
Um, Other than kind of our own online circles. That's what
Hmm.
I think would like to do. We've taken a couple stabs at something like that, but we'll see where it goes. That's something that's on our mind all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what kind of expanding that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd be really interested in seeing it. Um, I remember you spoke about it, this process on your podcast a while ago about the process of developing a cosplayers movie. And that was
Oh,
something that you were
yeah.
talking about for a while, right?
Yeah.
That I remember when you spoke about that. That's something that I was like, I would like to see that movie. That sounds like something I would want to see. Um,
Yeah.
just because I can't
I don't know if
really.
you would have. We I think if we look back on we wrote like a script for that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it might be cringy now. It was
right.
it was kind of like a whole fiasco breaking out at a convention kind of thing. And
Mm,
I don't know. I Maybe we would revisit that subject. Could be a movie done in that world, but I
yeah,
think the
yeah,
way we wrote it back then, I think we've learned a lot since then.
yeah,
So yeah, you might have been for the best it wasn't made back then, but maybe
yeah,
it's for the future. Who knows?
yeah. So maybe you're working on a Timbo movie now, perhaps.
Yeah, let's hope. We already did a Timbo movie. We did a 10th anniversary special in
Right.
2014, I think,
Yeah, yeah.
called Sequence Erase, and
Yes, yeah,
the whole point of that, I really just wanted to do a sequel to our Timbo video without
yeah,
people
yeah.
knowing that's what it was. Like
Right.
it's under half an hour long, so it's not like a
Yeah,
movie, but
yeah,
uh and it's kind of some of it is kind of cringy now, but when you watch it, it's like,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I didn't, yeah, you didn't know it was
Right.
this guy who had his eye knocked out. Oh, it was from
Yeah,
this stupid video they made in
yeah, yeah.
2006. So anyway, if anybody out there doesn't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very familiar with sequence arrays, and I remember that Timbo reveal was like amazing. Like it was
Oh,
for me personally, I felt like that was the way to end that video, was to call back to something that maybe not many people even were aware of in the, you know,
yeah.
wider sphere, right?
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah,
knew,
that
you
uh,
knew, and I think it was rewarding for you if you knew what that was, you know?
yeah, I do, like I said, I cringe at some of it now, but I do think maybe one of the highlights of my entire life was maybe getting that done and showing it at the we used to kind of do our own little Mega 64 convention,
Hmm.
um Mega 64 game days in California, and it happened to be done right before that year, and so we played that there, and that was probably the only crowd that would have fully absorbed the twist of at the end of that. But yeah, it worked out. I think I was like, if we ever screen this anywhere else, no one's gonna care
Right.
about that at the end, but
Right,
this
right.
crowd will. So it
Yeah,
was so exciting to watch that there with everybody. It was really fun.
yeah,
The pop was worth it all.
yeah. So I'm going to ask you some questions now about your figure collection, because we are, of course, we're HobbyLink
Okay.
Japan. We are figure retailers of a kind. So
Yeah.
when did you start collecting action figures?
I mean, I really collected action figures. I mean, my whole life. I don't know of a time that I didn't.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I have a ironclad memory for the dumbest stuff. So
right.
I have memories going back to, like, I remember being in a crib. Like I can remember the sounds that I would hear, and like I have a weirdly photographic memory.
Hmm.
And I can think back to literally like playing with new Return of the Jedi figure. Like, not to
Yeah,
make myself sound old, but I had like you know, like one of the Mon Calamari guys, and one of the Ewoks, and another species I can't remember. But didn't have a Luke Skywalker figure, that's for sure. But it was just all the creatures and things like that. But I remember having those figures. And then of course the first thing I remember after that was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was like, oh, I need these. Like the 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 designs were so creative,
hmm,
and you know, it was like every character was like practically from another show, it felt like. So I loved collecting those. And then maybe I had a chance of escaping. Maybe I had a chance of leaving orbit of the collector's sphere, you
right.
know. And then something came into my life that ruined it forever, and came sent me back crashing down to the earth, and it was called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Mm,
And
mm,
when the toys came out for that, it whereas the Ninja Turtles were very vibrant and off model, and this guy's not even in the show, but he's just a cool figure. He's a weird lizard guy, and this guy's a mutated French fry guy, and they just went wild, and it was kind of sloppy and fun. Power Rangers was the opposite. It was like really elegant design toys, because they were just the import toys that they brought here, and
yeah,
everything was kind of, I mean, you know this. You know, Bandai would work in tandem with the shows over
right.
there, Super Sentai and whatnot. And so the designs would be practically one to one. The Megazord would look just like what you saw on screen. The morphers were literally the props that they
Hmm.
used in the show. So that oh my God, lit a fire in my brain. I was just like, oh, I mean, this is so slick, and like, I want to have all this stuff. I like want to have the gear. I want to have it. Went beyond just like, oh, a cool looking turtle guy. It was like I just, it was a whole culture I'd never seen before. And that poisoned me forever. After that, I wanted cool stuff from Japan, you
Yeah,
know. I
yeah.
remember Final Fantasy 7. I love that. My whole family loved the Final Fantasy games. I used to watch my mom play them. We would all gather around in the living room and watch her play and like get more of the story and stuff. And then I remember in the later 90s, so Power Rangers like 93. I remember 97 or so, you got Final Fantasy 7 on PlayStation, and then there's figures that came out in Japan. Well, we never got figures based on video games here in America. I mean, that just never. Okay, here's one figure of Lara Croft that came out. Okay, that's amazing. That's rare,
Yeah.
but didn't happen that often. But those Final Fantasy 7 figures came out, and it was like, of course they're in Japan.
Hmm.
We got to import these. And I remember going to a local comic book shop that's like, we're going to import those, like put in your order. And I saved up all my money. I was like, okay, I can get Red 13 now, And so, yeah, it just snowballed from there.
Mm.
Ninja Turtles, I didn't really know a lot about Star Wars, but I had some of the toys just because they were around. It was impossible to avoid. Ninja Turtles was a big thing. Power Rangers was the even bigger thing. And then once Final Fantasy started getting stuff over there, it became like, oh, you can import stuff. It's not hard. Okay. And then it just got worse because what happened within a couple of years from that? What's this cartoon that's on? What's Dragon Ball? This is I'm done. It's over.
Mm.
I got to, okay, who's Piccolo? I got to import this guy. So from then I was ordering stuff from Japanese websites, begging
Right.
my dad to use his credit card. And it
Yeah.
just went from there. Just an
Yeah.
endless, sorry it was a long answer, but you opened
No,
this
no,
can
I
of worms. So
appreciate it.
it's
That's
your
that's
fault.
the kind of thing we want. I mean,
And
for
I'm
for
still
me,
doing this.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still on your website. Oh,
right,
okay. Super Saiyan Goku with the damaged gi or whatever is going up. There it is. Okay. Like I'm still doing this.
yeah,
You've
yeah,
trapped me.
yeah. I'm sorry for that we've
All right.
trapped you. Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm also into collecting figures, and it's something that started for me when I was around, like, in my early teenage years, maybe like 13, 14. I got my first ever job, and I saved up money, and then I had nothing in particular to do with that money. And I was really into Evangelion at the time. I was like, I wonder if I can get some Evangelion stuff, right? And I went
Yeah.
to, you know, various conventions in the UK, and
Yeah.
in those conventions, I would see figures, but I wouldn't buy them. And then
Yeah.
it kind of like got to a point where when I had money, I think I started with there was a Revoltech Evangelion figure. I think the Unit 2 is the Revoltech
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
And I
Revoltech
bought,
went hard. Yeah, they
y-
did all those. Yeah.
yes, yeah. And I bought one of those, and I was hooked. I was like, this is so cool. Like the detail on
Yeah.
this, the posability. And I think from that point, when I was around 13 years old, I didn't really stop buying figures
Yeah.
of all different kinds. And
Well,
of course,
yeah.
I completed that Revoltech Evangelion line first, but it just kind of spiraled from there. And
Yeah.
thankfully, that lifelong interest has sort of paid off into a career for me,
Yeah.
um, in a weird kind of way. In a weird kind of way. But it's the kind of thing where once you're in, it's very hard to get out of it. And
Yeah.
I think there's that impulse that a lot of figure collectors have where you're kind of like, well, I'll just get this one more to finish my
Yeah.
shelf, or my collection of this set,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that kind of continues forever. And
Yeah.
I don't want to support addictive behaviors, but at the end of the day, it's a harmless thing, I think, mostly.
We know what you're trying to do. We get it. No,
Yeah, yeah.
no, but it's funny you mentioned that you never stopped. I mean, in terms of a
Yeah.
stopping point, I should say too, like I did kind of stop when I hit
Mm,
when I hit like middle of like high school. I was like, that's not really the coolest thing, and I'm not really into like Power Rangers as much anymore.
yeah.
I hadn't, of course, hadn't seen the Japanese show or anything yet. So later
Right,
I fell in
right.
love with it again, but go figure. But anyway, I kind of was like, okay, and I remember like, the new Star Wars are coming out, and I'm like, I don't know if I need like all the toys for all this
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
necessarily. Maybe I can kind of put I don't know, I was kind of sweeping it under the rug, and then I actually met, and I'm sure he would love to be on here at some point too, but our friend Garrett, who helps with
Mm,
a ton of stuff around here at
yeah,
Mega64, making effects and costumes and makeup.
yeah.
Uh, I met him, and he was older than all of us, and he had the biggest figure collection ever in
Mm,
his home, and he never stopped. He was older than me, and he had entire cases of Resident
right.
Evil figures and stuff like that. And that was around when Resident Evil 4 was coming out, and I
Yeah,
and I zeroed in on that. I'm like, you know what? If he's doing it, it's cool. Why am I sweeping this under the rug? So I had a brief period of like 2 or 3 years that
hmm,
I didn't, and then once I saw, the Resident Evil 4 figures came out, I was like, let's go.
yeah,
And that set me back on the path that I'm still on now.
right. I remember there was an early video on your personal channel, or maybe it was Garrett's channel. I'm not sure actually which one it was, but it was you and Garrett screaming at the top of your lungs about Solidus Snake. A Solidus Snake figure had shipped,
Yeah.
and then you do some green screen stuff at the end where you're like, you know, shooting the camera and stuff like that. And for some reason, that video sticks in my mind of you guys screaming
Wow.
"Solidus, Solidus," and like that. That is a I remember that video because I remembered buying that same figure and
Yeah.
that
That was a
Solidus
big
Snake
one.
figure. Yeah, and
Well,
I I was stoked to see other people like excited about it. Um,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
that was they were releasing the Play Arts Kai series. They were doing
right.
all the different Metal Gear characters, and of
Yes,
course,
yeah.
it was like, okay, Liquid Snake and Cyborg Ninja and things like that. And I remember everyone saying like, are they going to do Solidus Snake? Like
Right,
that
right.
would be significantly bigger than the other ones. I don't know. It doesn't might not fit with kind of the way the other ones are packaged, and
Yeah.
I don't know. And so when that got announced, it was like, oh, dude, they're
Hmm.
they're doing Solidus Snake, and he's got the big arms and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. So how's that going to work? And so, it's funny because everything has gotten more expensive. Go figure. But
Hmm.
at that time, a lot of it's like disheartening to think back to how much those figures were back then. But
Yeah.
that one was way more. That one was like twice as much as all the other ones.
Right, right.
Uh, and so it was an investment. And I'm sorry to say this. I
Hmm.
can't remember exactly where I ordered it. I
Yeah.
think it might have been with you guys. I think if the timeline matches up. I don't
Yeah.
remember what year that was, but all I know is Garrett wanted it too, and so we shipped it together.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
again, the private warehouse magic. You get two things in one. Although I don't know if you were doing the private warehouse system back then. I think they might have just shipped. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
yeah,
timeline was.
yeah. That makes
Uh,
sense. It may have been pre-private warehouse actually.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so because I've been around long enough. I witnessed the birth of that,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
uh, I ordered two. So I ordered two, and every day it was like a running joke around here. Yo, Solidus. Yo, did Solidus ship? Did Solidus ship? Hey, Solidus, it didn't ship. Okay, that was like a running joke. So
Hmm.
yeah, when they came, it was like, hey, let's do a video because we've been talking about this so much. Let's do a video. How excited we are to get it, and so I think that just came out of impulse.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there you
Yeah.
go. The video. I don't know even know what it's called. Solidus.
I can't
Solidus.
remember either.
It's just
I
on the
just,
Rocco Botte YouTube channel as Solidus or something. I don't
I think, yeah. Um,
know.
so, do you have a favorite episode of the figure update?
Oh, uh, figure update.
I'm a big fan of
There was
Figure
one.
Update the movie. That was a good
Yeah, I
one.
was gonna say there's one that I just call. So yeah, for those who haven't seen it, figure update is just a series I do where I show the latest figures that I've got. That's really it. Sometimes I
Yeah.
unbox them, sometimes I don't. I just show them. Hey, this month I got this, I got that, and I try to hype them up. I make it exciting. You know. Uh, But there was one month that I was so excited about the figures I collected. I just said online, somewhere online, I was like, "This one's so good. You know what? I'm just gonna call it Figure Update the movie."
Mm,
That's it. So just
mm,
play it at a theater. Play it. Try to get it played at your local theater because this is gonna be like Figure Update the movie. There
yeah,
was nothing movie about it. I mean, it's literally just I called it that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yet it got way more attention, way more views, and then people were sending me footage of, hey, I'm at my college, we have a theater, and I actually scheduled it. It's going to screen at this theater. Like, people were showing me videos of it playing in
yeah,
a full theater. Like, what is going on? Um, and it was just on a lark. I called it Figure Update the movie. There was nothing special about it. It's just me sitting in my office. Okay, here's another figure that I got. Like, but
right,
that
right.
one makes me laugh just because by calling it that, everyone took it really seriously.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
probably that one.
nice. Um, so do you have any personal favorite items in your figure collection or your toy collection?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm scanning through it in my brain right now, like looking
Mm,
around. Uh, well, I really love I want to get the name of, hold on one second. I want to make sure I get the name right. Okay. Didn't want to fumble on this. Uh if we're going all the way back, I don't know why this is, but my favorite, maybe my favorite toy I ever had through the years, and I still think it looks cool on a shelf. You know, there's stuff that is your favorite toy as a kid, and then you look at it now and it's like, okay, a little stuffed little My Little Pony thing might not be the most impressive thing to put on your shelf now.
yeah.
But the one that I had back then, and still to this day, I go, damn, that is a cool toy.
Yeah.
Is uh here in America, there was an evil Zord in Power Rangers. Lord Zed had his own Zord
Right.
called Serpentera. In Japan, in Dai Ranger, that they adapted it from, it was Daijin Ryu. I don't want to get the name wrong, but it was
Hmm.
basically like a god that would try to, anytime either side of the war would get too strong, the good guys or the bad guys, he would come to equalize. He would come
Hmm.
to like balance the sides. And it was like no one could touch him. He was like 10 times bigger than everybody. It was a
Yeah.
giant serpentine dragon thing. And I have always loved when they sell the obscure character or the one-off random villain. That's my favorite stuff, more than like a figure of a main character or something like that. That's why my favorite line of figures happening today is the Dragon Ball SH figure arts, because they will
Right.
actually go out of their way to make some of these obscure guys. But I just love that back then they sold this gigantic dragon, and it's just a robot that Lord Zed uses kind of in a couple episodes, and it's bad,
Hmm.
and then he's done with it. That was so cool, and the design of it is so cool. That I think is my all-time favorite of my whole collection still. But
Mm.
in terms of my mature life now as an adult man, um, I don't know. I think I really love I feel bad. Is it bad if I say one that I didn't get from HobbyLink Japan? Is that
No,
bad?
no. Say whatever you want,
Okay.
please.
Okay, cuz I will be honest, I do
Yeah.
think one of the coolest things ever released is Disney did a replica of the Star Tours uh vehicle from
Oh yeah.
Disneyland
Yeah.
and um Tokyo Disneyland, of course.
Hmm.
And where it's the full cabin. They actually recreated even the detail of like the ground that you walk on, this kind of like bumpy texture that's on the ground. They even got it to that in there. And it has a fully working video screen that plays the footage of the ride and stuff like that. I think that might be the coolest collectible I've bought in my adult life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all time is Serpentera, Aka, Daijin Ryu, and uh, as an avid adult collector, the Star Tours cabin, I would say probably.
Nice. Yeah. And when you purchase figures, is there anything in particular that you're looking for as a collector? Like, do you value like screen accuracy or like posability or the design of the figure itself? What is it you're going for when you make those purchases? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I love my number one. If we're gonna rank what will sell me on some kind of collectible, number one would be if it's like an in-universe thing. I
Yeah.
love in-universe stuff where it's like, oh, here's the digitizer from Mega Ranger. It
Mm,
doesn't have the logo on it. It doesn't say from Mega Ranger. It's like the prop in the show, and it literally might be the prop from the show, like the same device they use.
right.
Um, that will always get me. Oh, here's a replica of the sword from Gokaiger, and it's almost 1-to-1 scale. Yes, perfect. Um, when it's stuff that feels like you got it from that universe, that's always the winner to me. When it comes to like figures, like, again, like we brought up SH Figure Arts or
Yeah.
whatever. Um, everybody's got their take on, do you like statues versus a posable figure? I don't know
Mm,
what it is. I've always been a posable figure person.
right.
I like putting things in poses. And it's weird because I usually end up just putting them in the pose that they're famous for. It's like,
Right,
okay,
right,
on the
right.
box, it's him doing that. Well, I'm going to do that. So I don't know why. It's like, well, why am I not more into a statue? But I don't know. To me, it's like, it's got to have posability for it to be a real. I don't know. It's more than just a static thing. It's
Hmm.
not literally a living, breathing thing. We're not talking Toy Story here, but it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like life to it. When it's posable, it's like, oh, I love the idea that I can reach out and change what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always liked that. I always look for that. But I'll get a statue if it's something extremely dope. I will
Hmm.
still get a statue. It's like, oh, it's Sylvia from No More Heroes. Oh my God. They never do a figure of her. Oh, it's an awesome looking statue. Yeah, I do want that. But
Yeah.
I always prefer a posable figure. I don't know why, but that's my go-to. So in that order, I guess is what I look for.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And you know, do you have like a holy grail item, like a kind of a figure or a collectible that you have not yet obtained that you want to obtain, but maybe it's now not possible or very difficult?
Well, again, I just want to say thank you again for that generous offer, sending me the free Chogokin Back to the
Yeah.
Future 3 Time Train coming
Yeah.
out in December from
Yeah.
Tamashii Nations. I
Yeah.
mean, just, the price, yikes.
Yikes.
I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pick that up, but you guys offering to send that to my home, especially with all the shipping nonsense going on right now, I can't thank you enough. So I guess scratch that one off the list.
Okay.
Aside from that little thing, um, no, in all seriousness, uh, you know, uh, there are, I will say this, I'll say this.
Yeah.
I can't build I am terrible when I had a whole stint in life when I tried to make Lego stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
I can't fall. I, I just need to open a thing and it's good to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
There's a degree, back when I was a kid, you get the new Beetleborgs toy and okay, here's a sheet of stickers to put on it. I could do that. But I'm not good at building models. I just don't have the patience.
Hmm.
I'm not good at that. So putting stuff together, I can't. Um, so for me, it's like not even like, oh, there's something so expensive I want, or there's something so unattainable. It's not even that. It's really, there's so many cool things that are model kits, and I
Right.
see that it's a model kit, and I go,
Yeah.
I can't, and it kills me. It's like, oh, here's
Yeah.
the bike from Death Stranding. How cool would
Yes.
that be
Yeah.
to have next to the
Yeah. Yeah.
Figma Sam Porter Bridges?
Right.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I lose patience with that stuff. I
Mm.
can never do it.
Yeah. I was
So it's
similar
really
for
that kind of
a
stuff.
long
Big,
time.
awesome model kits. What's that?
Yeah. I was similar for a long time. Like I wasn't really into model kits until,
Yeah,
maybe a year or two ago is when my
yeah,
interest in model kits, I started to try them out. Um, and once I got through the barrier of like, I tried a couple and like messed them up completely.
yeah,
After I did that, I realized it's not too bad. And, each time you make one, you get a little bit better at it. And there's something quite relaxing actually about putting it together, maybe for some
yeah,
people, I think. And, you know, for a long time, I was resistant to model kits specifically. I also preferred just buying something and setting it up out of the box. Um,
yeah,
but I agree with you. There's so many things that are model kits that do not ever get like a
yeah,
figure release. And
yeah,
so it's kind of forced me to build model kits, basically. I recently
yeah,
picked up
yeah. There were, yeah,
the DHV Magellan from Death Stranding 2, the
yes,
ship. There's a
yes,
Kotobukiya model kit, and I was at Tokyo Game Show, and I really I want like a figure of that, but so far there's only model kits available.
yeah,
So I had to buy that kit, and
yeah,
I haven't built it yet. It's still just sitting there in a pile like of unbuilt kits. But that's at the moment the only way I can display that ship is if I build the kit, and so I had to,
yeah. I almost ordered that from you guys. I had it in the thing, and it was like, I think I gotta cancel this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know what you mean about it being relaxing. When I was in school,
Mm,
I did back in the day. And this is another big window into my collecting too. Is live in San Diego, California, and have been a lifelong attendee of Comic Con.
yeah.
Uh, we had the first of its kind, and so going to that, and yeah, seeing like there are models of all these obscure Mega Man characters. Like what?
Mm,
Like there's a Vile. Like who
right.
they have a model of him, and like stuff like that. That was a mind blower. And I did used to put together the Mega Man model kits. Of it would be of like Mega Man X and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that was, I know what you mean. That was relaxing. I really enjoyed
Right.
that. But I think my brain has shifted now where when I'm at work, I'm having to make creative decisions every 10
Yeah.
seconds. Oh, what should this post say that's funny? What should this video do that's funny? What should this I have to make so many decisions in any given day that, yeah, when I'm with collectibles, it's like, oh, you entertain me. Let me open the box and like, oh, that's so cool. I think I've lost that ability to just let my brain wander and build a
Mm,
thing like that. I think
yeah.
if I wasn't doing a creative job, 'cause I definitely wasn't back then,
Yeah.
I would enjoy it more. But I think I just need to relearn my brain to not think of it that way, because
Yeah.
it's not like I mean, they're giving me specific instructions on how to
Yeah.
build something. So I
Right.
think I've just wired my brain a little bit wrong, and I need to
Right.
relearn that connection. Because
Yeah.
Johnny here was
Mm,
kind of the same way, and he started just watching Gundam and going, "Hey, I'm gonna build some of these."
yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's like a virtuoso now. He can make a
Yeah.
Gundam out of nothing. He can just invent a Gundam, Italian Gundam, boom, and he's got one. Actually,
Right.
wasn't there an Italian Gundam already?
There might have been, yes.
There
Yeah.
might have been. Okay, we're not talking G Gundam here. We're talking Johnny. So
Right.
anyway, he's amazing at it now, and he found a real
Yeah.
hobby with that. So I need to get back in touch with that. That's my own fault.
Mm, great. So yeah, I do have a couple more questions here, but it is getting pretty late your time, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. Is there anything you wanted to ask me, or anything you wanted to say before we conclude? Um,
Sure. Yeah. Wow. I mean, this is again. I've been ordering with you guys for a long time, so
yeah,
I guess this is my chance to ask anything
sure.
kind of about the process or about. Well, yeah. I mean, have you talked to Trump yet? Have you figured out the exceptions for import figures specifically? Because I don't care when they're talking like, oh, textiles and
Right,
I don't
right.
care.
Yeah,
It's really just I want to make sure I get the Bishojo BB Hood when that's ready to go. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk the duties and I don't want to get into that. So,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing at a political level, boots on the ground at the White House? What's being done? I want to know
Yeah.
your platform. Go ahead.
Right now, we're sending our best guys and girls. Overseas, we've dispatched agents and officers to directly communicate with the White House. Not even just the White House, but uh, the Secret Service. The highest
Sure.
levels
Oh,
of defense in the United States of America, and we're communicating from them, with them on the platform of, you know, give people the plastic that they want, and you know, in return, we'll keep the plastic flowing, you know, and that's a win-win.
yes.
I think there's a mutual exchange there, right?
The plastic
There's
must flow.
the plastic must flow. Yeah,
That's got to be the campaign slogan. I don't know who's running next time, but that's got to be their campaign slogan. The
right,
plastic must flow.
right.
If I'm telling you, if some candidate, listen, and I'm saying this as non-politically as possible,
Yeah,
I'm reaching across the eye. I'm speaking to the globe.
yeah,
Whatever candidate, whatever party, if this person came out and said the plastic must flow, import
yeah,
figures, that ain't ever gonna be
yeah,
caught in the crossfire ever again. I'd
yeah,
be like, all right, sign me up.
yeah,
I'm not. How do I? I'd say first of all, how do I vote?
right.
And then they would explain it to me, and then I would go and I would vote.
Excellent.
Anyway, aside from that, no. Aside from that, honestly,
Mm.
uh, I do have a question,
Yeah, go
or
ahead.
two.
Yeah,
What is the most? If you can't talk, if this is, sometimes you don't want to bring up stuff that like make, you don't want to make anything that makes the company look, is like,
sure.
oh, this wasn't our finest moment or anything like
Yeah,
that. I'm not
yeah,
asking for, anything too shady here.
sure.
I am just curious. What do
Yeah.
you think was the night that your site got hit the hardest in terms of like everyone came to pre-order this one thing? I made a
Mm,
joke earlier, uh, when the SH Figure Arts
yeah,
release came out of Deadpool and Wolverine. I've never seen
yeah,
anything like that, where it felt
yeah,
like
yeah,
everyone I've ever known was on your website,
yeah, yes.
and you guys were trying to power through and get everything working and all that.
Yeah. So
Can you think of a time like was that the worst, or was there something worse than that? Like
there's
what's
actually
been the biggest
yeah,
implosive moment, I guess?
there was a very recent occurrence.
Oh.
This was only a few months ago. We had
Oh,
the
okay.
new Bandai hobby items went up, and that was specifically there was a wave of new Gundam stuff, and there was a perfect grade. They call them perfect grade new Gundam. Um,
Oh.
and our site was actually like completely busted for quite a while, like almost 2 hours,
Oh,
because
no.
we had a huge surge of traffic come into the site trying to buy this one Gundam kit. And
Yeah.
actually, like it, we had already prepared our servers in advance for the extra capacity, but it
Sure.
exceeded even that extra capacity and
Oh,
completely
jeez.
downed our payment gateways for like quite a while. There was a solid few hours there where things
Oh.
were just completely done, and
Wow.
we managed to get it back up, and people were able to pre-order that Gundam. But it was such a highly sought after product that
Yeah.
it cooked us for a little bit there. And
I did not. Wow.
yeah, those go up
Well,
around 2 p.m. our time, which is not
okay.
a convenient time for lots of people to access the website.
Okay.
But people knew in advance when to be there. And so we just had this huge wave. And that happens
Yeah.
often with the Gundam products, specifically when they go up for pre order,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Wow. Um, yeah, I didn't know. Is it are I if you're not allowed to say this is fine.
Yeah.
Is that consistently what's the big enchilada? what is like, okay, when it's something from this series, everyone goes, oh, oh, oh. Is it
Mm.
Gundam? Is it, I'm seeing Hatsune Miku back there. Is it that? Is it,
Yeah.
again, I'll just say on my end,
Yeah.
I usually have pretty good luck. I'm on the ball, and I,
Yeah.
I usually have pretty good luck with you guys. But I find that when it is Marvel related, and
Yes.
I don't collect much Marvel stuff. I
Yes.
really don't. But that Deadpool Wolverine thing, that was explosive, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But then recently they did the Gamerverse
Yes.
Cyclops.
Yes. Yes.
I got to lodge a complaint. That
Mhm.
thing that was sold out before. Listen, I turned the light on in my bedroom, and that thing was sold out before the light bulb turned on. Like,
Yeah.
that thing was gone.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'm curious, what is it that is like, can you say like what your top thing is? Are you allowed
Yeah.
to say?
I mean, I think like Gundam in general is usually the most popular thing. If there's new
Wow.
Gunpla, people are on it like that. And
Damn. Okay.
the reason is because the quantities are so limited, and people know this,
Yeah.
and so, if there's new Gunpla, people are ready and waiting for those. But
Yeah.
actually, as you said as well, Marvel related products are also a really big thing for us. Anytime there's anything Marvel related, it's
Yeah.
out the door immediately.
Wow.
And the Cyclops that you mentioned, it was we knew in advance, the quantities we were getting of those, and we kind of looked at it and we said these is going to be gone in seconds. Like, um,
Dude,
yeah,
it was sold out before the JPEG finished
yeah,
loading. I mean, it was
yeah.
just like I didn't have a chance. Um,
I think it was
but
sold out before we finished uploading the JPEG of the product image.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being a customer of HobbyLink Japan, Rocco,
Oh yeah. Thank you for
and thank you for
making such
coming.
a
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for making such a comfortable place that I can lose all my money.
Well, you're welcome.
No, but really,
And
like the way you have everything set up is so conducive to like the activity of collecting. When there's a problem, you guys solve it. When there's like, oh, I think I made a mistake. Maybe I should cancel this thing. You guys don't email me and make me feel bad about it. You guys are so you make the whole process so smooth. I love your transparency with what's going on with a lot of these fees that are coming up for especially
yeah,
us in the US, and you guys have tried to, really keep that dialogue open to try to figure out the best course of action. Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. I've it's been a joy to order from y'all for that long, and I hope to keep doing it.
thank you so much. It's really, as someone who's been a fan of you and your stuff for a very long time on the internet, it's really great to talk with you today. And we powered through some annoying technical issues to make this happen.
That always
And
happens.
I really appreciate your patience with that, and also just for
Yeah.
coming on the show to talk with us. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, I thank you so much. That's all I can say.
Yeah, thank you. No, this is great. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah, no worries. And this will probably be the first episode in an ongoing series of
Cool.
interviews with people. I've got some others lined up, but you will be the very first episode. So thank you
Awesome.
for being the inaugural edition of whatever I end up calling this show. And
Cool.
yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.